Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cities Skylines II and the city of Moneyville, which is already at 474,479 people. It's a shame I didn't catch that 5 people earlier. But we have got quite a lot of issues. I mean, it's going well, I think, the city, but quite a lot of traffic, quite a lot of service issues, and I want to sort stuff out in today's episode. And one of the big things I want to do is get a ring road set up. Now, we have quite a lot of money. Enough budget to buy a few more tiles, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to need a bit more land to essentially send a ring road around this area. So I'm just working out where it's going to go. It's going to come onto this island. It's going to cut across here, I think. It's going to somehow go up here. Then we're going to need probably some tiles here. And then it's probably going to spin around here. So you might need a few tiles here. We may as well get those connected up. And then I also want a road out of the region here. We could just unlock this whole island, except that's going to be quite expensive. So let's just assume it's going to go kind of something like up there, then kind of around underneath the airport probably. Maybe our road out the region this side will actually kind of come across like here, maybe. Let's just do something like that. Right, 21 million on tiles. Let's not make it anymore, because that's half of our money gone. So, it's going to be a big ask, but really it's good to have a ring road, because like we don't actually want that much traffic going through right to the centre of the city. So, we're going to do 3 lanes mostly. We're going to start where it's easiest to start, which is this area here. Now it's unfortunate that the best place for a junction would be right here. It's possible we'll do some adjustments, or it's possible... okay. So, we've got a junction here. I am then going to adjust this, I think. I don't know. Where would we run it? Let's just imagine that we've got the road running through like that. We probably don't even need it to stay elevated. Actually, we will keep it elevated. And then bring it down there. And then keep it going this way for now. And on this side here, keep it elevated above the train line. Then may as well bring it down, because at the moment there's nothing in this area. Right, so what we're going to do, I think, is a junction, which is basically 2 junctions. One on there, which connects to a road round to the one there. And then... actually, I think I know how I might do this. We should have kept this elevated for a bit further longer of a distance, I think. So, if we keep this elevated a bit further... point where, yeah. And then... yeah, that works. Yeah. So, we're then going to build... I wonder whether it will be easy to create a roundabout. So what would a 12 spacing be like? Yeah, like that. So, let's turn off parallel mode. So how much would this be? No idea how. No, that's a 48 and a 60, so really we want a 54 by 50, yeah, whatever. Roughly, yeah, that'll do. For a roundabout there. Then, we're actually going to do a different junction here as well. Essentially, it's just going to connect onto some... really, this roundabout... what's this? Actually, no, it can be here. Just thinking, yeah, we can do a junction off here from just this direction that then goes in. And we do another junction here. Yeah, I think it'll just about work. Let's do another roundabout here then. With probably a bit less spacing. Just do like that. And then I would assume going by a Yeah, let's just do that. I know they're not perfect. There we go, and then we would just swing this slip road into there, and that one out of there. There we go. And then we're going to do this, and then let's just turn off parallel. So we can do a nice thing there. There we go. So then we need slip road off this, or slip lanes, whatever. One back on here, which we may as well just do something like that. This one, I want it to stay like this, and then bend in. And then this can do something like this, maybe? That works. And we want to do the same thing here. I mean, for these ones, I'm going to do, so I'm going to upgrade this to a 3-lane. All the way around, except for that bit where it's going to say 2 when lanes go off. This one's going to be a bit quieter, but what I'm actually going to do is do a 2-lane off this, and this is going to merge in like there, and this is going to be 2 lanes until lanes merge back in. I messed that one up. There we go. So we'll just work out where we're going to send those lanes off. So that would work there, and then we can do that. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. There we go. And then reverts to 2 lanes. And then we are going to, we can just, actually no, what am I doing? Okay, let's just keep it like that, and then we can bring it up over there, and then in there. And this just looks a little not nice, actually. We can just, I don't know why it kind of does that. Whatever, leave it. It's fine. And then this here is then we're going to do it like that, and then we're going to turn on parallel running. And then we're going to bring it this way. And then we can turn off parallel again. So we want this to go in like that. We can once again actually do the thing where we reduce to 2 lanes in the middle for these junctions. How is that? Problematic. Okay then. Oops. There we go. Done. That works best. And then here we're going to get this one to elevate, bend over this one, and then merge in. And this one, you know, there is a bus lane on this side, but what can we do? What we'll just do actually is remove the upgrade there, so they can merge in, and then it stays bus lane again after that. Right, so that is good for that junction there. That connects everything up in this area. Means it's all nice and connected. Right, so now it's the... For now, there aren't actually going to be any junctions in this area, because there's nothing in this area. So let's just reduce that down a bit so we can, yeah, let's go to -15 to just get under the runway, and then can come back up to surface level, to be honest. And then can just pass like right next to the end of the runway here. Right, so now at some point we've set aside this space here for a road up this way. So we're just gonna get a nice straight road. We probably could put on an intersection here. Not something as big as that though. Is there something smallish? Could not snap on. It should be able to snap on. Okay, let's just... Whoops, no. And then... Should in this game be able to merge in, right. That there is the junction, except we're going to adjust it now. Because this is going to stay elevated and this is going to elevate up to it. There we go. And then that goes into there and turns into 2 lanes, and then we actually need to build it again because it messes up. There we go. And same thing here. That needs to then go into 2 lanes, which then messes up how that looks. We then need to delete it again and rebuild it. Okay, so this is then going to be an outside connection. Oh, I see what's happened there, I think. So that's going to then go up to like 17.5. You know, this bit here is a bit messy. Oops, there we go. So that can go to there, and that one. Now, hang on, we need to get the angle right. There we go. And does that fit parallel mode? Just a bit too steep. Yeah, it probably is. We want to bring it up to 25, maybe. I'm not sure whether. Okay, there is a shipping lane kind of in the middle here. What you quite often see on these bridges in real life, I'm pretty sure, it's like the bridge goes fairly low, and this isn't too high, and then it kind of goes quite steeply for the bit over the shipping lane. Right, we might need one of the cool bridges. We might need it. Hang on, let's just go a bit further back, and then. Let's get this to that level. Let's get it up to 45 here, and then we can maybe get a. Let's just do it without parallel mode. Can we get a suspension bridge across here? Yes. Just about. Okay, that's not even going to work as a suspension bridge if we do it too close. Right. And that one can get across to there. And then we need to use this here to do that. There we go. And then from here, we can keep them. No, that's not even. Yeah, that just doesn't work as parallel. So let's just do this and bring it down. We're doing nothing with this island at the moment. We could do something with it in the future, but for now, let's just do that. Keep them spaced out, and then that's where the one spacing parallel snap is. No, it isn't. Right. Let's just start the one parallel snap here, and then without parallel mode, get that to wiggle in. There we go. Not too difficult. And then we can do the one spacing parallel snap here, and then go up by a 10 and just leave the region. Right. That is a new outside connection, and for now there's not much to it other than that. Right, so here we go back down to Earth and we continue this, and then the next we are going to have a junction with this road here. It's the next stage. So I don't think we'll have any junctions from these roads, mainly because they all quite easily funnel into there anyway. What we could do, so from the airport you kind of drive in a bit of a circle. We could do a junction, to be honest. It's not impossible. See what I might do is upgrade this road to... yeah, we've got all the industries along here, so maybe we can't actually do that. It'd be lovely to kind of make this a major road leading down to a junction. We might make a minor junction there. So let's just bring it to about there, right. So we might at least give this road a paved surface, maybe. There we go. And then let's just kind of swing it this way a bit, and at the same time kind of gently bring it up to +10, and then if we just bring it out a little bit further, and then 40 by 40, let's bring it down to there, then another 40 by 40, let's bring it down to ground level, and then without parallel mode, slip there, slip there. Do not try to turn right to go back onto the highway. Right, then that there, and then we could do a little slip lane there, and what on earth is happening there? Do one here. There we go. Do not do a right turn there. There we go, and we can go down to 2 lanes. Right, that should work. In fact, could we have it as a highway road? Okay, let's just adjust these slip lanes now. They actually properly go into there. There we go. And no right turn. And then we could actually keep this going until about there. I would love to take it. Yes, junctions where it wouldn't be possible, but okay, so this one first of all, if we just move that node to there, then that node to there, then we could probably... We can't do that junction because of this thing. Right, so... do that, there we go. And that thing suddenly loses road access, right. What if we just deleted this forestry and this forestry area? This we're going to just need to cut the corner a little bit, just because the highway road tries to set up kind of rounded corners on junctions. Is that good enough? Yeah, that's good enough. So that path then is in our way. I might do something different to it now. This is a kind of highway-ish road. That messed up badly. Yeah, this is going to be quite a long episode at this rate, because we've actually got a small section of the ring road, right. So those pipes there can just go into there. That path there can still cross over this road, but we might bring it to there. There we go. And then we can get 2 new forestry areas, logging, whatever. here. There we go. There we go, there we go. There, right. And then this one as well. There we go, and then we need to give it a little bit of corner rounding. Right. At this point here, we need to follow the path. Round the corner. There we go. Done. Okay, so there we go. That's a bit better. That's enough junction spacing, hopefully. Right, now, this junction here, I kind of like this because it's nice and compact compared to this monster. Yeah, no, definitely not that way. We might pull these out a tiny bit further. And then do this. Should we pulled it out a little bit too far there? Let's go back and then let's just do out to there maybe. A little bit further. Just want a good, yeah, whatever, we can work with that, right. Let's turn off parallel mode and we're gonna need to do complex curve or whatever it's called, like that. And then that looks alright, there we go. And that connects there. Right, so then the ring road's going to continue on parallel mode. And then there is probably that's then going to be our next connection that we're going to build in right now. Just going to kind of turn the corner here. Right, so then this road here is not going to be on parallel mode. Then we're going to have this rural road here snap in. That's on curvy mode, that's why. And actually what I might do for this junction is something a bit different. Go from here to here, there we go, and then slip road, slip road. We can take this in the middle down to 2. And then this one here can go up by 10 preferably. Let's just go to here and then go up to the 10 level. And then we can do 72 by 72 down to 5, another 72 by 72 preferably, or whatever, down to there. And then once again slip planes, do this work, and we reduce to 2 lanes there. There we go, that works. Okay, so next is probably going to be quite the tunnel from like probably here. It's going to go into a tunnel because this is a very steep hill. So if we go to about here and then just go to here to actually try to stay above ground. It's gonna, like, we'd hope it would actually, like, possibly, like, try to do a tunnel. Right, we're gonna have to do it manually, which means the heights are gonna get a bit ridiculous. So by this point here, to level the heights, we probably want to go to about there. Okay, and then we cannot go lower than -50. Wow, okay, we are going to need to come up a bit then.
Why, hello, Jen. Hi, Stanley. Isn't this a lovely place to shop? It sure is.
Okay, right.
For twice the price, it's twice as nice.
Right, so what's kind of... Let's go to -20 there. And then... Okay, so we might also have to bend round these bits of the hills. Just so it's not sloped too steep. we get under the mining areas? Gosh, this wouldn't be done in real life. I think by this point it might actually be easier to go up. Right, and then kinda needs to exit the tunnel here somehow. There's an electricity cable in the way. This thing here, I'll just delete it for now. Because the problem is, we're going to have to kind of do a bridge over this at this point. There we go. Wow, okay. You're going to have to do a turn there, basically just so these connect. Gosh, that is not... It's not the easiest thing to build this, right? Let's just build this from here to here. No, that's just did not connect at all. Yeah, no, that's going to have to go down to connect to there. You have to do like that and then like that. There we go. All still connected, hopefully. Wait till the power flows. There we go. Right, pause again because I don't want all these roads to become chaos now. Right, so this gonna go like that. I mean, we could have a connection like here maybe, because this does start to become stuff around here, like industrial stuff. And what we can do, this road here, it's just the subway yard, I think. We can bring it straight a little bit more, just so it gets over the, down the corner of the subway yard. Right. Right, and then get a bridge over to here. Then we could do a little junction there, maybe. And then that can connect through to this area. So this is good. Yeah, the highway here does some awkward stuff with elevation. Right, let's just... Yeah, let's just... Yeah, I know that's... Yeah, that needs to be brought up more. Okay, so... There we go. I'm just going to do like the probably one of the most simple junctions possible. There we go, like that. Wow, is that really... Gotta... Oh god, yeah, no, that's not the easiest junction to do. With the slope of that coming down. Right, so that can go up to there and then back down to there. There we go. There we go. Very simple, straightforward junction design. Right, hopefully it starts to get a bit flatter soon, because this is just becoming a bit of a mess in terms of how this works. Yeah, this lump here we might actually do a tunnel under. There we go. And then, yeah, I think this road here should be connected. Let's just see how, let's see how one of these would do it. That's not too bad, yeah. Because then that whole area is connected to that junction there. Then we're going to probably do something where we can bring a road off this to connect up next. So, next up, got another mound to probably do a bit of a tunnel through. So, there we go. And then, running along here, we're probably going to have a junction somewhere along here. Let's just do this for now. There we go. So, this is where this comes closer again to our main highway through. Right, so, here, I think we're going to do a road that goes over the water and up to 10 height. And then we are going to... I don't know whether we're ever going to do anything with this road, but you know what, it's going to continue. Right, the way we're going to do this junction is... Obviously for all of these, if they get more traffic, we are going to... look at ways we can actually make them more efficient, but for now, these are the ways we're going to set up the junctions. That's that one there, and then here we're going to do, it's probably going to be a tighter turn. It's just, yeah, this one's going to be, yeah, we should bring that one back a bit. 47 point, yeah, no, that's still going to be a bit tight. 40 by 40 needs like that. It's going to go like that when it merges on, like that, there we go, and then no right turn, like that, there we go. Good. So yeah, that one has more space to swing round. This one doesn't because of the water. Right, so that's that junction there. That's going to be quite a major route in, I think, to our central area. So probably ideal if we have another one. Which we're going to do the same thing with. We could do a smaller road, but yeah. You know what, yeah, let's do this smaller road. Keep it like this as well. And yeah, once again, we'll plan for this one to continue down into the area. Let's just do this style of junction again. It's just quite spacious, this junction. I haven't crammed anything in. There we go. So that one's restricted by a bit of the tunnel as well. Right. And then this here is going to do some interesting stuff, I think. So, turn parallel back on. Shipping lanes are there, so we're going to start elevating around there. And then we're going to do this. Should hopefully be able to get it up to, yeah, about 40 there. We're then going to need to space these roads out a bit, so let's go by a 100, 26.5, like that maybe. That's not even straight. Yeah, the snap, where was the snapping on that? Okay, maybe we'll just do, this can continue straight and go up to 50. This can go like here. And then come down to the 40, there we go. Right, and then back up to 50. On the 3-lane one-way suspension bridge, which, yeah, you've gone too far. Okay. Okay, right. Let's try to set it up like this. There we go. I don't really like the angle that's going either. It's going to do a bit of a wiggle, but I suppose so, yeah, that's fine. We could even have a junction on over this side and here. So. No parallel mode. Let's just do a bit of a wiggle into here. And this can do a wiggle into here. That's not too bad. And then we could bring it down to 20 for here. And down to 10. To then cross this waterway here. Because we actually, I think it's best if we run it like along this way. Which we are going to overlap with stuff, aren't we? Right, by this point, maybe we could just like make it a bit more, the two roads a little bit more compacted together, like back down to the one spacing. And then we don't have any issues with colliding with buildings there. Although we are getting rid of quite a few, right? Turn off parallel mode. Let's just do kind of like this. There we go. Done. So let's bring this road across. Let's just bring it up to a 10 there. And there, and then down. And then could bring it like to there. And then like to there. And then we can have there we go, we'll bend it this way. We might want slightly smaller elevation step changes now. Expect, yeah. Actually, this is already going down. Let's just do here. And then here. There we go, and then here to here, and then from here to here. No traffic lights there, definitely not, probably none there either. Right, so that's for that area there, that junction. So they can go into this area. And then parallel mode. So that's a 10, right. We might do another junction here, I think. Given there's just a bit of space here for can do without parallel, essentially. There we go. Do something like that for that direction. There we go. There we go. Oops, wrong direction. Right, and everything's condemned, right? Or destroyed. We might need to wait for the area. We might need to let that area recover at some point. Right now. In theory, once we pass over this highway here, we're only like actually halfway, but I think we're a bit more actually. In terms of like, yeah, I think we are more than halfway around the loop, maybe. Yeah, a bit more, and also there's just less around the other side, right? Now this is going to be a crazy junction. So first of all, we're going underneath this highway here. We're probably going out into the water a bit, right? So somehow we've got to make sure every direction is connected. So we're going to start here with slip road, which goes up to 20. Right, then we want maybe something like still slope too steep. Yeah, no, it is coming up quite sharply. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Yeah, let's maybe just for the slip lane turning up that way. Just basically make it as compact as possible. And as, yeah, there we go. Somehow managed. Right, and then we can then do a slip road like here, which is then gonna loop up and over this one. There we go, and then join there. I don't like how we're going to be so close to this junction. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you know, it kind of does have to join because of that thing. Or we can just move this thing. Where do we move it to? Let's just put it there. I know it's not great, but then it's somehow... Yeah, that works. Doesn't need to be that high, but... Mind, but... Maybe it does need to be that high. Gosh, that's... yeah. Or maybe it needs to go below again. Okay, this might be a roller coaster of a slip lane. Gosh, because of that junction we can't get it to merge in. So you know, right, we need to keep it down and then maybe up a bit and then merge it in, maybe? Oh my gosh, and then in theory we should have another lane from there to go round. Can we get something in without destroying that? Yes. Okay, so okay, so to get a lane around there, we're just going to go very high. Yep, totally doable. Right. And then, there we go. Done. So that's 2 lanes from there. So we need both of them coming into this way. Right. We're going to play the game of getting a lane off here now. Let's just kind of do this, bring it down, and then... No, this is going to be more of a challenge now. I'll keep it to 7.5. No, this is going to be a challenge. Okay, right, we're going to have to destroy some homes. But we have managed it. Right, and then that can go to there. Right, how does it get to the other side now? Well, how we can do it is we can essentially bring it off here and down to the depths of no height at all, whilst avoiding collisions with pillars. There are so many pillars around here. This is going to be interesting. There we go, and then might be able to bend it round there. Yes, we can. Good, and then we can merge it in. There we go. Done. And then coming from here, it's probably going to take just as long to merge in, but for different reasons. Right, let's try to match height, and then you can come down to a 15 there, and then that can merge in. There we go. I think we're sticking to 1 lane mostly, merging in. So we've got both into there. We haven't got both off there yet because one's got to swing round. I think once we get the one swinging round from there to there, we're done actually. And this is, quite frankly, just looking like to be a horrible junction. Okay, so what height can we do that's unique to this? That runs straight into there. Yeah, the problem is we already used every height, except I think there might be a middle ground we can find. If we come off this, trying to get to below there. Yeah, I think 25 is the lowest we can get to because of that one. It's annoying. It'd be nice to actually be able to get below that, but because I think we need to go down to 20 to get below that effectively. It's not going to be easy because of the pillars. Yeah, if we could get it connected there, we could, but yeah. So I think the only other option is just stay quite high up. Yeah, which is going to cause problems for this junction here. So we're essentially going to be the highest road in this junction now, which is absolutely crazy. There we go, and then how much can we bring it down now? Like that much? Good, right. Again, there. You can't merge it in there. We can do that and then that, right. So, we're going to do 2 lanes until something merges on, and yeah, let's just leave it like that. And do 2 lanes there until there. Do 2 lanes there. And then maybe just 3 lanes there. Yeah, that makes sense. Lane, kind of deciding how many lanes there are at any point is not really a specific science here. Right, and then welcome to the biggest bowl of spaghetti you've ever seen. That is just crazy, and you can't actually, if you get on there, you can't actually just get off there, which I actually kind of like that arrangement. Although we could actually, you know what? Why not? You can now. We could do something like that there as well. It didn't actually work. I wanted it to work. We can go kind of backwards as long as we then flip it this way. And that kind of works. Oh god, this is hideous, but it's the only way we're going to get everything connected there, so. At this point, it's kind of just running off the coast at this point. Meaning these homes here are probably not going to be the nicest to live in. But whatever. I did between episodes build another tunnel between the islands which comes out there. And there's not really going to be much access between the islands I've just seen. Tram depot burned down. So we are generally just going to keep this running alongside here. We're not actually going to destroy homes or anything like that. But we are going to destroy homes by creating a couple of junctions, or maybe just one. Let's do one here. Without parallel mode, please. It's going to go out here and then do a bit of a loop in the water, and then we can do a couple of slips, and that's going to be like a little local junction for local people. There we go, and then no right turn, no right turn, there we go. Little junction there. And I think that's going to be it actually. Because we want to do one off the tip of the island here. I don't think we do. There's not going to be a higher traffic area. It's not going to be a high traffic area. So this is then back to our good friend shipping lanes. But you know what? Turn off parallel again. So we're going to have to kind of hit it head on. It's kind of the easiest way to get a bridge, but can we bend a bridge? Not quite. We might need to start slightly sooner. Yeah, we do need to start a little bit higher at the same time.
We've got crepes and crawlers and creepy, crazy, crunchy critters. It's a full-on horror show at Go Nuts Donuts. Bet you won't last 5 minutes.
Yeah, we need to be higher up, right? Let's start back here, or even before then. Sure, we're also trying to go there so we can actually bend it sooner, right? Bring it down. And we're gonna turn this back to 5-meter increments, right? So we're going to there. So by that point, here, 45, right? We're then going to do this one a bit differently, so we're just going to want to space them out a bit, so therefore, if we just bring that down to there we go, that works, I think. So then, overlapping items, oh, because we're trying to do it 10 meters, right? Don't do it 10 meters, do it at 45 meters, there we go. And then we might need to do slightly different spacing on this one. And we have to start slightly further back. Or yeah, whatever. Okay, hang on. Let's just do there to there we go. Let's just back a couple of segments so we can try to get it connected down like that. There we go. And that's the last time we'll have to go over the shipping lane, I think. Right. And at this point here, let's just bring it down to Earth and then start the parallel again, and then we can try to get this one connected up to there. So by there we should be at least at 35, I would say, and then there, that'll do. Right, back to parallel and back to ground level. There we go. Let's just go around this area. We have got a couple of roads here ready to bridge over, so those might become connections in this area here. Right, and then we're gonna bridge up to a 15. And just bridge over, and then we are gonna go back down and complete the ring road like that. So I think the last thing we're going to want to do with this is we've got a couple of roads. We've got a road here that's gonna come over in a road here by the looks of things that we've set up prepared for this. So we are in fact going to delete them just so we can get good height for starting the bridge, which does mess up one of our bus lines as well, I realised on that last one. So let's just do this, and this one can actually go like this way, there we go. And this one, once again, similar sort of idea. Go run along the ground for a bit, and then we're going to elevate back up again to get a junction in. There we go. What we're going to do with the bus line, well, for now, because there's nowhere to go on that island, we're going to stop there, stop there. So it's going to go down to here and then down to there. There we go, that's good. So this junction, no parallel mode, we're just going to do that and then back down to there, and the same thing on the other side. Very easy junction setup, that. Not really going to bother to do that much there. And then this side we're going to do the loops round from like here and here maybe, and then you can get that into there, that into there. There we go. Upgrade to 2. There we go. Right, that is our ring road. And that is our game crashed. Like literally as soon as we finished it. Right, let me see. Hopefully, the most recent autosave we didn't lose too much. Okay, so I've got the last autosave and I've adjusted it to the point where we're pretty much where we were before. It might look a little bit different around here, but it's fine. We're going to need to delete these homes because, sorry, you can't be here anymore. And same with these shops, I think. Sorry. Right, there we go. I'm interested to see how traffic interacts with this. Now, there are a lot of other things I kind of wanted to fix this episode, but haven't got a chance to. But hopefully this will be good, as well as we have got a new outside connection here, which people might start using, yes. Which could start seeing a bit more traffic on this road, which is fine. I'm sure this road can handle more traffic. It's fairly high capacity. It's not like that high capacity because we have got like buses just turning in and out here. Oh, because for the bus depots, yeah. Because it's just got flat junctions here, then around about here. But overall, it should be fairly high capacity. That's kind of the one road, high capacity road that connects up the ring road and the main highway across the centre, other than of course where they connect themselves anyway. Okay, a lot of vehicles are using this to go off and then turn around, turn to go this way. There's traffic jam here. Could turn off traffic lights, see if that works. So yeah, I'm interested to see. We can turn on like, what's it like? Traffic routes. Right, does anyone use this? Yeah, seems like it. Okay, so people are moving into the city this way by the looks of things. Roundabout, yeah. So yeah, that's basically from people going this way and then round. Yeah, that's makes sense, and from this way. Should we get similar? Okay, so no one. Okay, people are doing that to go over, up and over. Interesting. What are people doing when they're going into the city this way? So some do. Okay, so some are just going out the region again. Some do choose to carry on the ring road as far as here. Some are turning this way into the airport, in fact, but quite a lot are. Okay, some are going out the region via doing it this way. Some are even going around the ring road to then turn back into the centre. Interesting. You want any interesting routes for going out using these junctions? Including people are going from here both ways around the ring road to go out here, but they aren't going through this down the centre highway. Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm quite happy with this, I think, but we'll have to see how traffic goes. Now, let's just turn this view off. There we go. Because, yeah, the real test for this will be, can it withstand traffic? So at the moment, nothing's coming in from this direction because it's a standstill here. Was it a standstill here? Because the game's not even playing, even though I press play. So I might need to, I have got the lane connectors tool here. I might need to pause, stop them from going straight on, do something like that, then there we go. Same thing here, so that goes through to there, that does not go straight on. That does not go straight on, and that goes through to there instead, and that does not turn on to there. Did I get it correct here? Yeah, you don't turn on to there. There we go, let's see how that one works. Does that improve things? Anyway, yeah, let's leave this episode fixed. It's already been a long one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode, where there might still be trees in the water for some reason. Goodbye.